Today, dear students, the theme of our lesson, direct and indirect questions. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to ask and answer to these questions. Also, you will be able to change direct questions to indirect questions, and you will know about differences between them, and you will learn how to make how to remember structure of indirect questions. First of all, direct questions are formal, normal questions we ask to friends, relatives, our family, to people we know very well. Indirect questions, they more formal, more polite. When we meet in the street or another unknown place some people, firstly you use special phrase or word to pay attention, for example. So indirect question has special phrase. For example, could you tell me where is Market Street? Let's look at some examples. Where is my bag? It's direct question that begin from where. To change to indirect question, we left the word where and they use special phrase, could you tell me, for example. Tell me. Then we'll take question word where, subject my bag, and at the last is. Could you tell me where my bag, it is subject, then will be is. The next one, for example, what time does the bank open? It's question with question word what in present simple. For example, we can change it into indirect using special word. I'd like to know. Then what time the bank, its subject, opens. Pay attention. In the third form, you use ending s. Let's look at past simple question. For example, when did you get up yesterday? Indirect, I use special word I wonder, and be attentive. You, when you got up, because it is past simple. So you should remember direct questions, тура, прямой вопрос, indirect, жанама, косвенный вопрос. Чтобы образовать косвенный вопрос, в первую очередь мы используем специальные фразы. For example, could you tell me? I'd like to know. I wonder. I want to know. Также мы опускаем вспомогательный глагол. We don't use auxiliary verb in indirect question. Also, you should remember the word order. After special phrase, we write a question word, then subject and verb. You noticed, to make indirect questions, you should identify the type of question. We have spoken about WH questions. Let's speak about yes-no questions. When we use as an informal question yes-no question, for example, do you speak English? It is direct question. How we'll change it to indirect? In this case, we don't use auxiliary or question word. We use if. Firstly, we will write special word I wonder. For example, I wonder if you speak English. The next one. Does Tom like Italian food? It is yes-no question. We can answer yes, he does, no, he doesn't. Now, indirect question. Firstly, we'll write I want to know, special word, then subject, special word, and if Tom likes Italian food. In yes-no questions, we use if. After if, we write subject and the verb after them. Firstly, you should identify the type of the question. It is if WH question. you should use the question word. First of all, if it is yes no question, we should use if. So let's remember, how will you make indirect question? Firstly, we'll use special words. There are, for example, I'd like to know, could you tell me? I want to know, I wonder. Then we don't use auxiliary verbs. And at the end of the lesson, I want to say that we should identify the type of questions. If for is for yes no questions, question words for WH questions. At home, you should make up 5 direct questions and you should change them into indirect questions using all material I've given for you. Thanks for attention. And, in order to make your home task correctly, I want to suggest you 2 methods of remembering, reminding structures of questions. First of all, WH questions and yes-no questions using special charts. In order to make direct and indirect questions correctly, let's remember types of questions. As you know, there are 4 types of questions. The first, special questions. What is the main features of special questions? The first, they demand or need WH at the beginning of the sentence. As you know, who, what, where, when, which, how many, how much, etc. Then they need auxiliary verbs. And to remember how to make this question correctly, I wanna suggest you this chart. It consists of 4 parts. The first part is question, second part auxiliary verb, third is subject, and the fourth main verb. So this chart we'll call quasm. For example, to make sentence beginning with WH, for example, what? It's question word. Then does, it is auxiliary, and the subject he, like, it is main verb. You use the does because it is the third form of the present simple. The next one, where, do, subject you, live. As you see, main verb, live, auxiliary, do. It is present simple. Let's look at past simple. What or did we do yesterday, for example? There is auxiliary verb did, subject we, and the main verb do. Let's look at example of future simple. Where, auxiliary of future will, subject he, main verb, for example, study. So it is very effective way to remember how to make WH special questions correctly. Firstly, you should put a question, then auxiliary verb in the present simple do, does in the past did, in future will, in perfect have, has, and the subject main verb. What about the second type of questions in English? We call them yes, no, or common questions. First of all, they demand short answers using auxiliary verbs. For example, is it summer? No. Yes, it is. Do you like music? No, I don't. Can you play the chess? Yes, I can. No, I can't. Let's look at some examples. In order to remember the words order in the question sentence, I will suggest you the chart A, S, M. A is auxiliary verb, S is for subject, M is for main verb. For example, did you, subject, and main verb, do homework. It is structure of past tense. Look at the next one. Have, subject we, seen the film. It is the auxiliary verb of perfect tense. Subject is we. Then we'll write main verb V3 seen. We can answer yes, I have, no, we haven't, or is subject he writing a letter. There you can see auxiliary verb of continuous tense. He is for subject, writing, it is a main verb of continuous. You can say yes, he is, no, he isn't. Let's take modal verb. For example, can as auxiliary, you play main verb chess. Yes, I can. No, we can't. There should be answer. If it is a verb to be, they always stand before subject. Is it summer? Are you student? Etc.